let's get it done. We're gonna jump right into the survival arena. I know you want it. I know you want to see this. Rank 1 right now is 25. So if we are not able to get to wave 40, at least we want to get rank 1. So that's our goal today. Quick guide about the Illuvium survival arena. It's not that hard. It's a very nice place to learn the auto battle in Illuvium, and we're gonna do it right here. So first up, you have the left side here where you see affinities and classes. The more classes and affinities you combine, the better. You can also see how the composite affinities and classes are made up right here. So for example, earth plus fire is magma, and so on. We have the same with fighters. Then we have the damage stats, the damage received, and the healed and shielding done. And then we have hyper. Hyper is usually very important, but in survival you kind of have to play your best team anyway. You cannot focus too much on hyper. Hyper also here a little infographic. For example, fire counters nature, nature counters air, and so on. You want to save as many mastery points as possible. Let's just try it with those two guys. So now we have 126 mastery points, which means we have 6 times 20 mastery points saved up, which gives us 6 income. For every 20 mastery points saved, you get 1 income. And that's very important in the beginning because this has a compounded interest. So the more money you're able to save early on, the more money you will have later on, and it's gonna help you smoothly transition into the mid game, into the late game. What you want to aim for is at least a few runs of 200 mastery points, but for that, you need a good combination on the board. For example, versus a Titan, usually when there is like one big unit like this, you don't need too much. You can usually very easily just 1-on-3 them in this case. I think we're gonna try. You can also put here on advanced search, and then you can, for example, look for fighters. So we want to have 3 fighters. I mean, that's gonna be a little bit of an overinvestment, right? 80. That only gives us 40. That only gives us 4 income. So that's a little bit too much. We could maybe sell him. Now we have 127. Our ranger can make sure the Titanor he casts to the furthest enemy. So if we put our ranger here, but our guy is just in this corner, hopefully our guys are not going to be hit by the ability. Let's see if that happens. So Titanor is going to shoot to the furthest enemy. He's focusing our foe. But yeah, only our Doka got stunned and our ranger, but our foe didn't get stunned, which is very good. So with a little bit of positioning, you can make a lot of happen. The most important things with positioning are the units that cast to the furthest unit. Those are your Alfie, Sinalf, and Dualef. They put the laser to the first enemy. Your Flishes, they also laser to the first enemy. We got the Fernite, which shoots a stun whirlwind to the first enemy. The Titanor. We got the Gnarl to the 2 furthest enemies. And then we also got Wink, taunting, charming the 2 furthest enemies. So those are the units you have to take care of when you position. Other than that, you want to usually position so you focus down the enemy highest threat, the highest damage dealer or the highest healer, and position that the enemy doesn't focus down your highest damage dealers in return. Right now we have 2 empaths right here, which is usually a sign they only have healing, right? They have no tankiness, they have no damage. So what we're gonna do is just try it with our foe, giving us 178, almost 180, but that's all right. We're gonna get 8 income right here. Let's check the weapons of our ranger. If you're thinking about your final composition on the board, you usually want to check the ranger weapons, because we got a 100 cost weapon right here, and hopefully we can combine it with either a revenant unit or a mud unit, then we should be good. Usually the more your weapon costs, the better it will be. So the boomerang pretty good as well. Fire Slayer with also giving you fighter, but we're gonna try to make the maul happen. So we need either a mud. Do we have any mud units in here? No, not a single mud unit. The 3 mud units are the monkeys. We don't have them. Let's see, for a revenant, that would be Vermilia or TV Ruku. We also don't have that. So it's gonna be a little bit tough. Do we have a Slayer? That would be Gyro or Umber. Also don't have that. So our weapon doesn't connect to any of our synergies of our units, which is usually a good indicator that we don't have a very strong deck today. I don't think they have Granite here, so this is definitely a bit harder. I don't think we can just do it with the foe. I think we're gonna go for triple fighter. This is what you always wanna look for, right? You wanna activate those thresholds, 3 fighters, maybe 3 natures, or in this case, it would be good to have 3 waters versus those 2 earth guys. You can see it again right here. Earth gets counted a lot by water and a little bit by air. Let's position a little bit better so everybody takes some damage. They're not going to focus on only our foe. Now our foe and our Doka are tanking. Our ranger is just on the sideline. We could use our ranger to be a tank because our ranger does really no damage. You can see it right here. So might as well use its HP as a resource and make it at least useful that way. Easy peasy, able to beat another wave. 140 mastery points, pretty good. 7 income, not too bad. And that's kind of how you battle your way through all of this. You have 3 checkpoints you can restart, and every 5 waves you get a checkpoint. So every 5 waves you get a checkpoint and you can restart 3 times. So now we're on 6. If we now would die, we can restart on 6. And then the next time when we beat 10, we can restart on 10 if we die after that. Here we got 2 spores, 2 big units, usually a good indicator that it's a weak team. Our ranger can take the Vermilia down here. Our 3 fighters should be able to take down the Adorius with ease. Should be no problem right here. And then we're marching on to the next round. So let's see our final composition. We have an Ador. Do we have a Flood? Yes, we have a Flood. So we have 2 Mystic units right here. Usually what you want to look for in your late game compositions is combining those composite affinities. So it's not all about combining, for example, here Empath, but it's even better if you're able to combine Empath plus Mystic. Because once we level up this Ador, it's going to be a Spore Mystic, but it's also going to give still your basic affinity Nature and Empath. So we have 2 Mystic here. We have the Forus, which is going to be hopefully a Phosphorus. And then this is probably going to be our main carry. We have the tier 0s, which are not that important for the late game composition. They're really good now in the early game. We're playing versus 4 Empath, 4 Air. Let's check out what counters Air. Air is countered by Nature a lot and a little bit by Fire. So we could bring in maybe another Nature unit just to be sure here. We can bring a Volante, 2 Volantes here. Now we have the Rogue activated. Those activate already on 2. Same like the composite affinities and synergies. Everything else activates on 3, 5, 7, 9. But Rogue and composite affinities is 2, 4, 6, 8. And actually composite affinities is 2, 3, 4. So for it, those composite affinities, for example, Bloom activates at 2. The next one is at 3 and then at 4. And that should definitely be enough. Our ranger again can take the Rogue who is jumping in. And other than that, we can position our fighters. So every fighter takes damage from one of those empaths. They're not going to focus down one of our fighters soon. And as long as our fighters stay alive, we should have enough damage to kill them. Because again, they just have empaths. They maybe have a little bit of sustain with that. But they don't have any damage. You can see it right here again in the damage tab. Vermilia is doing fair amounts of damage, but everybody else just underperformed, and such an easy kill. We could have probably done it with way less mastery points, or way more mastery points, way less units on the board, and save some extra mastery points. All right. Phosphorus and Scoriox. Again, those will be really good in the late game, but because there's no other units, we're just going to swarm them. We're just going to use our few units here. Our 2 Volantes is going to kill the Scoriox, and our 3 fighters should be able to kill the Phosphorus. If we want to make our ranger use of our range again, we put him here. He's now the closest to the Scoriox, will be attacked by that, and also the closest to the Vermilia, to the Grilla. So ranger is going to tank Scoriox and Grilla, give our fighters some time to do all the damage they want to do. Then you have those ascension tokens. You get them every few rounds, and you can ascend units, so you can upgrade them. For example, here, Doka upgraded because we just wanted to spend 10 mastery points. We had 173, which is 30 mastery points unused. If we use 10, 163, we're still gonna get the same amount of income, 8 right here, for saving 8 times 20 mastery points, 160. Usually in Ascendant, you don't want to upgrade Doka units that you maybe gonna sell later, because when you sell them, you don't get all your Ascension tokens back. But in the Survival Arena, if you sell a fully upgraded Stage 3 unit, you get both of your Ascension tokens back and all the money you spent in it, which makes transitioning very nice in the late game. Phosphorus is going crazy here, so our foe, the little brother of it, takes it finally down. That was a little bit scary and definitely on the edge of it. Grilla is gonna try his best to win this 3-on-1 here, but I don't think he will be successful. But yeah, that was on the edge, so we couldn't have gone lower. And what you want to do when you battle up to wave 40 is take screenshots. And what I like to do is take a screenshot and maybe then add some comments. So for example, here I would have taken, you can always take them after you beat the wave. Now I take the screenshot. This is the positioning for wave number 8. Couldn't have done it with less. Yeah, I just make a minus or something. Minus is like the symbol for I can't do less. If I beat a wave and I'm like, all right, I didn't even need those 2 volantes like we had in the wave before. I just put like, I cross them out. So I know next time, okay, I don't need to use those volantes. And I can actually have even more mastery points in the next round. But you need screenshots. Otherwise, you're gonna try to figure out over and over again what you already have figured out in the past, which can be very annoying. And yeah, Phosphorus, our main carry, wants to be on the inside, so let's put him over there. I think overall we're still looking good. We have a lot of damage, right? We have fighters and rogues. So what we would like to bring in next is bulwarks. We only have 2 bulwarks yet. We can check if those weapons, what they give. So if we put it on a ranger, it gives us empath, remnant, mud, and earth. So no bulwark there either. Let's downgrade this weapon again. And let's just upgrade the Forus, because this is our main carry. And what you also want to do, what we haven't done yet, is use those augments. I completely forgot about them. Usually you want to use them early on, because if we used all those augments on our units, you also get them back when you sell your unit. Then you can do it with way less units on the board. So we could have saved way more mastery points if we, instead of playing those volantes, we could have played those free augments, which just buff our units. So let's find the best augments for our main carry for our Forus right here. We need something with attack damage. So this gives you attack range and attack speed. Pretty good. Nearby allies gain attack speed, so we want to have that on the unit next to the Forus. And then on Omega Power, enemy team loses Omega Power. That's good on the Riptor. He casts a lot. Every second's heal, not really, and grid and resolve. So we're probably just gonna put that on. What did we put on our? Alright, on Omega Power, gain attack speed. So we want to have that on a Forus. Every round we have 2, we can sell 2 units. So now we can sell the Doka, place him again on the board. This time we're not gonna upgrade him, we're just gonna upgrade our Phosphorus, and now we're gonna give him attack speed when he casts, and extra attack speed plus attack range. Huge augment for our Phosphorus right here. And we're on 179, so we get 19 points unused for our income. The enemies has 2 Colossus, some fighters. I think we want to try to snipe this monkey right here. And we also want to bring in at least like 1 bulwark. What we can also do if we don't have the bulwarks, we can bring instead a lot of empath units. Some empath units are pretty tanky and can make our team tanky that way. But yeah, basically what I want to do here is pull the Gnarl over here to the flare. And then my Phosphorus right here is going to walk up and going to attack the monkey. Also, these guys are going to jump the monkey. We could also let the Volantis jump the TNT. But since there is no Invoker or anything like that, I don't think TNT is going to be a big problem. We're down to 130 mastery points, so that's kind of low. I'm just going to sell one of those guys here, getting up to 159. Just missing 1 point for the next income right here, but that should be alright. I didn't want to overinvest. As long as we can... Where are we new? Oh, we're focusing the Gnarl with our Phosphorus because he has so much attack range. I didn't value that in. Here comes the big Titaner stun. We didn't place around that too. Now our Phosphorus needs to be alive. But next cast of Titaner is gonna take us down right here, which in turn is gonna make it really hard for us to win this round. And I kind of screwed this up. And this is the wrong wave to be screwing things up, guys, because this is wave 10. Now we have to restart on wave 6. And yeah, I'm not here trying to give you the perfect run. I'm trying to show you just everything there is to know about the survival arena. And everybody makes mistakes. Now I would have to screenshot, can do it again, and keep climbing up there. This was my early wave beginner guide, and now we're gonna get back to the stream. I hope you liked it. I hope this makes sense for you guys. If you want to see a more in-depth guide also for level 20, level 30, level 40, let me know, and I'm gonna jump on that right now. See you in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.